Hi there, welcome to another chapter of Colegio San Jose. Today we have David Gockowski.
Got it.
I have practiced the name for like a month and I haven't been able to pronounce it properly.
Nobody does.
Gockowski.
You got it.
Great. No, I got it. David Gockowski.
Right.
He's a faculty member from ICLE, the Institute for Catholic Liberal Education, and they have been with us in this process, in this path of the classical education, of the Catholic liberal education, and they have been able to support us a lot. And this is the first time David comes to Colombia, right?
Yeah,
so
welcome, David. Thank you very much. Yes, I've visited other places in South America, Venezuela and Peru, but I love Colombia. The people, the climate, the mountains, the coffee, and I've really grown to love your school. The people here clearly love one another. They have a deep love for the Catholic faith and for their students. So it's been inspiring for me to be here, to be honest. Yeah.
Great. Thank you very much. And I know that you mentioned that. I know you have visited many schools. That's your job, to visit many schools, to support them, to keep on the process of growing in the not only in the faith but also in the development of the programs and all this calling, because we have discovered with you guys that this is a calling from God for us. And if I mean, what was your what was your impression? What are those insights that came to you after you visited now the school? I mean, I know that you had some expectations before you came. I know Elizabeth Sullivan should have told you many things. Colleen, she also told you. But now that you finally visited, what can you tell us?
Well, I have 4 children, and I have 1 on the way, and so they're entering into this stage of going to school. 2 of them are just now beginning school, and I'm very picky as a father about what school I send my kids to, and I think most fathers, most mothers are, but I am especially picky because I've been formed in such a way to know what Catholic education is, and so I send them to a very good school in the United States, a very good Catholic school that is. Interesting enough, very similar to this one. It doesn't have the beautiful mountains, doesn't have the beautiful climate, and so you have an added treasure here. But what is it at its heart, right? This integration of faith and reason, and a community of disciples who are trying to pursue the truth, not only in the chapel, not only in Mass, but in math class, in science class. And I saw that. In just a short amount of time that I was here, that was immediately impressionable on me. So if I were in Colombia, I'd definitely send my kids here. Like it's a big deal to say I'm going to entrust my children and their future and their formation to an institution or to a school. But I've seen everything that I want for my children here, right? A joyful desire, a joyful pursuit of the truth, the adventure of life. Like, what do we want for our students? We want them to ultimately make a gift of their life, right? And to give them those skills, give them the training, but ultimately an education, right? To form their souls so they can make a gift to God and to others of their life. And I see that here. So
Great. Thank you for those kind words.
Yeah.
And what about the experience of Colombia? You said that you had visited some other countries in South America. Actually, I heard somebody told me you went to Mexico, right?
Yeah, so I've studied Spanish in Mexico, and I've been all over Mexico. I've been to Guatemala as well. I would say what I love about Colombia is how warm the people are. Incredibly, everywhere in Latin America this is the case, but it's especially poignant here. People make sure that you're taken care of. And I think that, you might say, oh, that's just a cultural thing. It's a great thing, and it's clearly informed by the Catholic faith, right? So as a Catholic in the United States, it's really beautiful to come to a country where you feel at home, you feel welcome, you feel like you're part of the family. It's great. Yeah.
As teachers, we as teachers, we always do something with our students or with our pupils. When we discover they're good, when we discover they're on the good path and they're growing a lot, immediately we think of give them a biggest or highest challenge. Sometimes they feel like, hello, don't punish me. But that's in the end, as a student, that's what we want. We want to be challenged.
Yes.
If I ask you, to challenge us as a community, what would be your challenge for us?
Yeah, that's a very good question. You know, I think it's in a way, it's to keep and to hold on to the good that you have here. It's so often the case. I've been to many Catholic schools throughout the West, right? Throughout the United States, Canada, and we have member schools all over, and they're very different. But the institutions that are functioning well understand that it doesn't just happen by accident, right? That to have a healthy organization, to have a functioning academic institution, but ultimately not only that, a school where people are really pursuing those leisurely things that lead to the delights of heaven, right? Really trying to practice that discipleship. That has to be incredibly intentional. You know this from your experience here. So I think it's really to say, number one, recognize the good that you have here, right? Recognize the treasure that you have at CSJ, Colegio San Jose, and then protect it and say, okay, this isn't going to happen by accident, so how can we be intentional to go the next step? Where is God going to bring us next? We've got really good faculty. They're really good. How can we become even better? We've got great families. How can we bring more families in? And to really think about that and reflect on, okay, where is God calling us? I would say the second thing is to not let the temptations of the world get you down, right? I think many of great Catholic schools are tempted to say, well, you know, we could reach more families if we water down what we have here. All right? We could reach more if we did this or we offered that program. But what is education at its very heart? At its very heart, it's that calling out, educare, to call out of oneself, to call out of the cave, Plato's cave, to call out of the life of sin into the life of grace. And so I think if you are tempted to say, if only we had this program, if only we're a little bit less Catholic, or maybe we lower the standards a little bit, so we're a little bit less rigorous, we could broaden that tent and let more people in. And I think that's really a temptation from the evil one, right? God's giving you this treasure. He's giving you this pearl of great price. And I think we have to defend it because it's worthy, and it's worthy of our kids. And our students deserve this Catholic education. It's their birthright. It's their inheritance. So if we water it down or we lose it, we're not able to preserve it for them, for those future generations. Yeah.
Wow, David. I mean, I really appreciate those insightful thoughts because this is something that is talking to our community in general, right? If I were to think about who could listen or who should listen to these words, immediately I think, a student should listen to them. Parents should listen to them.
Right.
The faculty, we should be aware of those insights because precisely this is part of our calling, and then our most inner desire is to comply with that call in the best way possible, and I really appreciate it.
Absolutely.
David, it was really a pleasure to have you here with us.
My pleasure, Nestor.
This time, I hope this is not the last time.
I hope so too.
I know we have a saying here in Spanish. We say it's not the first, nor the last. I don't know if it works in English.
Yeah, that does work. Yeah.
But we're really happy to have you here to get this contact. I know we're gonna keep in touch.
Absolutely.
You said in one of our meetings, whenever you need me, just write to me, call me.
That's right.
And
I'm here to help.
The problem with that is that we will do it.
You'll take me up on it.
So you will be in contact. Thank you very much.
My pleasure, Nestor, and it's a great pleasure to be at your fine school.
Great. So
thank you.
Don't miss those beautiful programs that we have here in Colegio San Jose en Acción. Goodbye. Take care.
Adios.